Alright, there's a summer release by... Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to my channel. So it's Sunday, time to talk new makeup releases, but I feel like I can't start without mentioning what's on my eyes today. So I'm wearing a combination of a couple products that I have talked about in previous new makeup release videos. All of the mattes that are on my eyes are from the Black Moxie Cosmetics Pastel Obsessions palette. I am obsessed with it. And then that multi-chrome green right on the lid, that is one of the Beauty Bar Baby Flakes in the shade Martian Goblin. And yeah. Not a typical look for me at all, but the suggestion I was given was mermaid. So I feel like I hit that brief. All right, before we get started, I'm gonna scooch over a little bit, leave some room up here to post pictures of the things I'm talking about today, and I'll be right back. All right, let's just start with Colourpop, get it out of the way. They don't have any like big palette collections coming out, but they do have a collection of some new Super Shock shadows. So it is a bundle of 9, and it's actually pretty. Like there's some interesting shades in here. There's a super pretty lime green, a really pretty blue, a purple, some kind of coral orange, red, and then 3 neutrals. Not for me. I have a lot of Super Shock shadows and I use them a decent amount. I don't grab for them as often as I should if I'm going to be buying new ones. So it's a pass for me, but I don't hate this release. And these are $5 a piece or $40 for the bundle. And then from Colourpop's sister brand, Fourth Ray Beauty, there are some new body milks. So these are just, I think, lotions, like really hydrating lotions. And there is lavender, peony, and rose. So yeah. All right, Huda Beauty has a new release this week. It is highlighter palettes. So there's a medium, rich, and a light. I really don't like the packaging, like with her head embossed on the front. Not really for me. I've mentioned before, I don't really like palettes of face products because inevitably there's several that I don't use and then I feel like I've wasted a lot of money. So yeah, they're 27 euros, so what, 29, 30 bucks? Yeah, it's a pass for me. All right, so last week we talked about the Juvia's Place Bronze collection, so now we have the Juvia's Place Blush collection, or Blushed collection. So there's a blushy pink eyeshadow palette, 6 shades for $14, and then these blush duos for $14 a piece. Again, they look beautiful. I just don't need anything that's essentially, you know, soft pinky neutrals. I have plenty, but I think it's a beautiful collection. All right, Glamlight is sneak peeking their next release. So this is a red velvet themed. So it looks like a palette. I can't tell if it looks pretty small actually. So like a smaller red velvet palette. So we'll see. I'm excited to see the inside. I haven't tried anything from Glamlight. I was close on like the cake palette and the ice cream truck palette, but just not quite there. So this probably won't be for me either if it's reds. I don't wear a lot of red tones. Yeah, but the packaging as usual is really cute. There's a summer release from Kiko Milano, another brand I haven't tried, but their packaging is really cute. So I see an eyeshadow palette, so very like coral neutrals, some powders, some liquid blush, eyeliner, like just a whole big old collection. Some colorful eyeliners as well, some brushes. So coming May on their website. It's not for me, but it is cute. Like maybe like kind of childlike with like the fruit compacts, but looks fun. All right, Estate Makeup has a couple new palettes coming out. So one essentially all like brown neutrals and then one a little more blushy neutrals. So it's the Sugar Daddy palette and the Baby Girl palette, $30 a piece. I don't know much about the formula. I know a lot of people had the Bailey Sarian palette that was with Estate and just didn't love the formula. And these just look really, really basic for $30, so it's definitely a pass for me. All right, so there's a new brand called Our Darling, and they have this palette coming out. I don't see a name for the palette outside of just the brand name on the front, but this is what I was hoping the Colourpop Baroque palette would be. Like, this is really pretty. The gray tones are really fun, that purple, there's a gold. It's not for me, these aren't shades that I use often, but this is kind of like, had the Colourpop Baroque palette been more like this, I think I would have liked it a lot more. So the palette is $30. They also have lashes and pins coming out. All right, this is one that I want to see the prices for it. I'm not going to get it regardless, but so it's from Christian Louboutin, so, you know, red bottoms. The packaging, it feels like it's trying too hard, like the studded packaging. And then the picture of the products itself looks fine. If you swipe, you can see everything just looks really chalky. And I'm sure this is extremely expensive, so yeah, no thanks. Alright, Danessa Myricks is adding 6 new shades to the Color Fix foils. So these are like liquid foiled shadows. They look pretty. I don't really use liquid shadows much. I find they crease really easily on me, so not for me. They are $18 a piece, which for me, for a single that I know I'm not going to get a lot of use out of, is quite a bit of money. There's a sneak peek for the new Cleona, if I'm saying that right, and Emily Violet Marie collab. I haven't heard of her. When I saw this sneak peek, I did go ahead and give her a follow, but knowing like how expensive Cleona shadows are as singles, I'm very curious to see what the price point of this will be, what the color story is, so I will keep you posted. All right, Wicked Sisters Cosmetics has a new collection launching now. So this is the New Wave collection. It's 80s inspired, 80s songs inspired. It looks fun and bright. I like that there are colorful mattes. However, I wish there were some shimmers that went along with those colorful mattes, because there's really like too bronzy and kind of a gold shimmer, and that just doesn't match the rest of the vibe to me, but meh. I think this is the boring release of the week from Winky Lux. So I've only tried one Winky Lux palette, and it was like the Mermaid Kitten. And I ended up decluttering it. It wasn't great. Quality was eh. Color story was pretty, but I didn't like it, so I got rid of it. But they are releasing the Galaxy Kitten palette. So when I think Galaxy, I think like rich black with maybe some bright pinks and purples and teals, and this is what it is. Yeah. Galaxy Kitten. Like, that name is really fun, and this is just bleh. This is probably the most boring palette I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And it's $25 for that. So here's a release I'm actually pretty excited about from Adept. So they've finally released what the inside of their new Kodan palette looks like. It looks really beautiful. Probably not gonna be my first try at the brand. I don't know. I like the 2 mattes that were included, because I think the bright pink you can really use with a lot of those shimmers. Same with that really rich, kind of deep teal gray, I think you can use with a lot of those shimmers. So I think those mattes were good choices for the palette. It's just not something that I really need. I don't think it would bring much newness to my collection, so it's gonna be a pass for me. I think they said the price will be somewhere in the 60s, $60 range, which, you know, I've heard that they're fantastic quality, so maybe that's worth it, but it won't be for me. All right, Half Cake Makeup is coming out with a 9-pan palette, so a couple really bright, fun shades, and then a few neutrals in there. Not for me. I do like an all matte palette, but if I'm going for a good all matte palette, I want more colors. All right, Huda Beauty has a new collection. So they released a collection a while ago based on different parts of the world, and they were really, really beautiful. So they have 2 9-pan palettes with mattes and shimmers, and then a 4-pan glitter palette. That green one looks really beautiful. It's only $21, so the price is really good for a 9-pan palette. And then the glitter palette is $12, all 3 for $49, available on May 14th. I think these are really pretty. I probably won't pick them up, but yeah. So the purple one is called Lust, and the green one is called Greed, and then the glitter pan is called Envy. All right, and for a release that could have been great, but isn't, Hip Dot collabed with Clueless. So I love the movie Clueless. I grew up with that. Great 90s movie. So I feel like this could have been so much more fun than it is. I mean, it's another one of those like essentially neutral with a pop of blue. Like, yes, you have a lavender and like a red in there, but it's mostly light neutrals with really no depth. I feel like you could have gone off of some of the other colors in the movie, and this could have been so fun, and it's not. So the whole set is $108. The palette itself is $32. There's lip oils, blushes, but it's a pass. All right, MAC Cosmetics has a collab with Disney's Cruella de Vil. I haven't seen the inside of these products, but the packaging looks really fun, black and red, sleek. So there's a brush, a palette, lashes, lipstick, and powder. So I'm curious to see the inside. I probably won't buy anything from this, but it's a fun idea. I like how the brush has like a split black-white like her hair. That's kind of fun. Makeup Revolution has a couple new palettes coming out. There is the Tasty Coconut palette and the Timeless Fantasy. So Tasty Coconut, you know, very soft and springy. I feel like it's May now. I was looking for springy colors like in March. I'm ready to get ready for summer now, but it looks fine. Couple soft purples and a lot of very similar shades. Not for me. And then Timeless Fantasy is a brown neutral palette. So easy pass for me. All right, speaking of boring, Sigma. Why? Like, I don't know. So this palette is called Ambiance, and it's $49 for just light neutrals. Like, I don't mind a good neutral palette. I mean, I guess I don't wear neutrals as often as I used to, but where's the depth? Like, I feel like you need some depth if you're having a good neutral palette. So yeah, and then there's a highlight palette for $49 and then some brushes. This is just boring. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is from Natasha Denona. So she has revealed the full size of the Zendo. So the Zendo Mini came out a while ago, pretty basic, warm, kind of neutral. But here is the full size palette. So like at first glance, it's like, oh, that's really pretty. But then when I think about it, I don't think there's anything that new and different compared to any other Natasha Denonas. Like to go from the Circle Loco, which I feel like was just all over the place, to then this. I do think this is pretty. However, if you're a Natasha super fan and you already have several of her palettes, you probably have these shades. Like I'm thinking of, I have the gold palette, which means I have that whole top row and that other shimmery blue. I have the Sunrise palette, which means I have some pinky purple reds and oranges. So really there's just, I feel like I could pretty much recreate this with 2 other palettes that I have from the same brand. Is it pretty? Yes. I'm also happy that it's in the $65 size and not the $129 size, but it will still be a pass for me, however pretty it is. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know if you're